I used to have this activity, but in a different way. I used to have like back way chairs, right? So I was back to the television, and I used a lot with videos, and I used to froze one of the zines, and the person who's watching the TV is going to dictate me whatever he says. So I had to write all that, and then later on I had to create my picture, and then we usually switch it. Okay,
That's very challenging.
That would be, yeah.
I'm sorry,
A video.
you stop the video,
Just and then I froze the thing.
one
and
person
then
has to
one
describe.
The person who's
the
looking at the
frozen
video
one.
or the frozen picture is going to describe every detail, and I am just the listener. And I practice a
The
lot of
person's
speaking,
right.
listening, dictation, spelling, everything. That's an integrated skill that usually is.
ASschools.us, this is to choose pairs of students. If you don't have a strategy to choose, you can use just the computer and, it will be a little bit more legal. Generally, I don't do it like this.
The app selects the pairs. Great.
But I prefer heads and tails, to choose on my own. But if I'm in a hurry, I just choose from these. And for example here, maximum group size. What is a maximum group? Or how many groups do you want? I want 3 groups. And here you have to write the names like Tony, Juanqui, Carlitos, Leo, Jimmy, Miss Hilda. And here, this thing, submit. And this website tells me which are the names randomly. If you click again, they will show you other names. But the thing is this, the teacher will show students that there is nothing personal with anyone, so they will really enjoy that. And even though they don't like the groups, they have to stick up with the group. That's what the computer said. I use that all the time. It's a really good thing to use. Yeah. I use also the Google Docs, the voice typing feature. I don't know if you have used it. If you have Google Docs, this is Google Docs. There is a voice typing feature. You click here and the computer begins typing what you say. It's very nice for pronunciation. So you say, hi, okay. Hi, this is a test. It's typing.
Wow, awesome.
Hello. It's still typing.
Because you say typing, that's why
Yes.
it comes out.
You find this in Google Drive. If you have a Gmail account, you can do this easily. And well, here is this website I like, and Jimmy does too, ECLcafe.com. Many speaking ideas there. Oh, this is my favorite. Classtools.net is my favorite for everything. For the oral exams that I have to do as a rounding, as a merry-go-round, that's what we say, right, in Spanish. They want us to have a carrusel of questions. I tell them that's the merry-go-round exam, merry-go-round. So I put here the topics of the units, and I have, for example, Unit 1, personal information, ask me. Unit 1, personal information, answer. So students not only answer questions, but they ask you questions. Even if they're from freshmen, they have the ability to ask questions. So I choose, this is classtools.net. You have this also in your list of resources. And let me just see if internet is accompanying me. Yes. Here you have a lot of tools, but I generally use the fruit machine or the roulette.
The roulette.
I prefer the roulette.
That's a good one.
And my students are, yes, me is the roulette. For them, speaking is not a traumatic experience. It's more like fun game, except when you say oral exam. Of course, right? So here, oops. No, not printing. Here, let me make it a little bit smaller. This is a roulette. So here you edit. And here, for example, freshman. No, let's go with grammar. We're talking about upper intermediate courses, right? So we have negative questions. And I say, ask me. And then negative questions, answer. That clauses. Ask me. That clauses, answer. And sometimes I put a little rest. And I put this pass, you pass. And I tell them the rules of this, it's a game. It's an oral exam, but for me it's a game. So I say the rules of this is this. If you can have only one pass for the whole exam. That means like I won't ask you one question, but you will have 4 more turns. Yes? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes, generally, it doesn't happen. So, because there are so many topics that it's kind of unlikely that they will have the pass, but they know that it's there. And with the mini web tool, I choose who goes first. So, I don't do anything. It's not personal. So they say, no, the miss hates me because she chose me first. I didn't choose you first. Computer did. Look. Juanqui, Carlitos, Leo, Jimmy, and Miss Hilda. So, I choose one. Miss Hilda goes first.
So now I know where the trick is, right? The last name is the one. And she knows it. So you did it on purpose, in fact.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
For example, it's just an example of grammar. So here it is. Roulette. It has a sound of roulette.
How many categories are there? Or how many categories can
Fit there?
yeah.
20.
20, okay.
But it's too much.
Yeah.
But you created them? Yeah,
You created, yes. That is like even the. So okay, Miss Hilda, how do you know blah 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 blah? Answer the question. And she says blah 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 blah. While she's writing, I am writing also in the rubric section that we have to complete.
So you have another piece of paper where you keep a record.
Right, yes. I mean, yes, I
I'm
don't.
sorry, you use it for oral examination.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. So I don't have to see like, okay, Jimmy, tell me, look at my horrible face and tell me what the hell you want of me. I don't do that. It's more like
Off
it's
topic, you said.
off topic, yes, yes. And yeah, you can use that in fact. You know, you're going off
When
topic.
the answer is not according to the topic.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's like, yeah, off topic. It's a great idea. I haven't thought about it.
Yes, because
Good
they usually,
idea. Yes.
they usually get confused when they have relative clauses and not clauses.
Yeah.
So
And they don't know when, and they say things like the woman that she blah blah blah, and I'm like, what? Yeah. So this is a different way of taking oral exams. For me, it's very fun, and my students are not that nervous because we play not the roulette. In class, we play the fruit machine. Like in the casinos, fruit machine. We have fruit machines to play bingo and play oral activities. So I play with them. So I try to make the oral activities, speaking activities, not like saying, let's do speaking. I say, let's do a game, let's play a dynamic, let's do something. It's different. They love bingo, so we go with bingo. Adults love bingo. I don't know why, but they love it. It's just a random piece of paper with words of the vocabulary that they choose, and you put the vocabulary words here.
Yeah.
Click on fruit machine.
The words.
Swim. If you wrote swim, yeah, okay. You remove the word from the list because it cannot appear again. And then you go one more time, fruit machine. Yes? And you can do that with names. You can put the names here.
It could also
Tony.
be used to
Tony.
create sentences using
Yes.
the different tenses with the words, so pronunciation.
Who's going to the oral exam first? Let's see.
Oh.
Carlitos. Okay, Carlitos is my best student. So let me ask Carlitos a question. I go to my roulette and I ask the questions. And
And then you
generally,
open so many tabs there, so you can play
Oh,
with 2 or
you-
3 tools at the same
yeah.
time.
So you work on them simultaneously?
Yeah, that's why when I tell them like I am not involved in the exam is because I am not. The computer chooses the name. The web application chooses what is the question that they will ask me or that I will ask. I am giving them the opportunity to pass, if nobody passes. But generally they say, Miss, nobody passes, it's not my fault. Yeah, it's just the computer. Yes. And I am also taking the advantage of the game to have them ask me questions, because Generally, we teach students to answer, but they don't know how to make a question. So this way, I am having like the whole context. They are reading what they have to do. They know the grammatical. This is very grammatical. But if you say you need one personal information, ask me. They can ask me anything. It's a world of questions that they can ask me.
So they will not install the teacher, they will down the computer.
Right. Right. It also protects your integrity.
Integrity, in fact.
So in the list of resources that I added, class tools, mini web tool, random pair tools, ESL Cafe, one of my favorites, Jimmy's too. Here, voice typing, I already showed you what it was. And this, what happened next, is the one I was telling you for the English. It's really good when you want to predict. And the pics here also help you to make up a story. Different activities. I also wanted to talk to you about these two mobile applications that I use in my class. This is for pair word, could be. These two mobile applications, you have the most in the list. They're called ESL conversation cards. Like the Katis cards. Do you remember Leo remembers the Katis cards? Yes. These are the Katis cards, but in the cell phone. So here, you download, let me use, it's also online, let me see. ESL conversation, here, this is the one. This is it. So, it's the same thing you see in your cell phone. You have here the categories, age, annoyances, art, birthdays. What's the topic today? Today we're going to talk about cars, Junior 3, the section of cars. What are the cars? What are the parts of the car? Those things from Junior something. Are you ready? Yes. What was your first car? You discuss. Now, if they have cell phones, it's better because they can just work in pairs. But you can make a class discussion with these type of activities, okay? Did you pass your driving first time? How do you think cars will change in the next 20 years? These are questions that Junior 3 students can answer easily, okay? Do you prefer to drive or to be on the passenger? What's the most important factor when choosing a car? What do other car drivers do that makes you angry? Etc., etc., yes? And you can choose, like I said, any category, and there are many questions you can discuss. And you don't have to make papers. Look, present perfect, have you ever? Present continuous, past simple, future, future with will. Childhood, I used to do this. And second conditional, life history. There are many topics here you can use. It's also on your cell phones. You can download them.
Don't replace the paper.
Yes. And this will be the website for online. esl.com/webapps/conversation.
What's the other one that you mentioned? The other one? You
This
mentioned
one?
2 apps. No, you mentioned 2 apps.
It's here, English Pills.
Yeah, English Pills. Yeah, English Pills is one I like that because you learn a lot of listening, how you pronounce the words.
Page 5.
It's here. Wait a minute. It's called literally, there are pills of English that you take every day. For example, you can take pills of jokes, pills of proverbs, riddles, tongue twisters, idioms, quotes, Murphy's Laws. I love Murphy's Laws.
I love it.
Symbols, favorites, and when you, the more you practice and the more you listen, you unlock other categories.
It's like in
Keep on
charades.
writing, like charades, yeah.
And for example, jokes, you can listen to the joke. Look, listen.
Can I tell you something? Yeah, I love you, really. I can't believe it. Yes, it is my favorite letter of the alphabet.
Let me read it.
Can I tell you something? Yeah, I love you, really. I can't believe it. Yes, it is my favorite letter of the alphabet.
I love you.
I love
Yeah,
you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love
Doctor to the patient, you are very sick. Can I get a second opinion? Yes, you are very ugly too.
So these are things that any student will appreciate to have.
Yeah.
You can discuss this in class, like tell me, what do you understand about the joke? Explain the joke to me. Or there are also riddles. Look,
Why did the chicken cross the road?
why did the chicken cross the road? You click here to answer.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side, that's the answer.
Oh my God.
Obvious, it's obvious to get to the other side, like, obvious. Now this has a feature, you select on the word that you don't know,
Oh.
and here you can find the image for the word that you don't understand.
Interesting, that's
Like, what is chicken? And I just clicked on the on the word, and then here it shows chicken.
Awesome.
Also, you can check on the word chicken, and I don't want to see the picture, I want to see the definition because I am an advanced learner. I click on definition, and it also Googles the definition for you.
Oh, nice.
Chicken, blah blah, chicken is an animal, blah blah blah. Yes? You can share these riddles with your Facebook friends, with WhatsApp. You can just send that information. So it's very nice. It's not speaking, that's why I didn't include it as part of the whole dynamics of class. But I wanted to show you that you can implement, combine some technology into your classes, because today we worked a lot with papers. But you can use any type of activities. You just have to adapt and adopt, remember? So that's what we're trying to do. Now, right now, as the last part of our class today, we're going to practice creating and using a rubric. Very interesting. For this purpose, let's discuss very quickly about what are the features that you should take into consideration when you are trying to use your own rubric. We have a rubric from freshman to senior, yes? And this is a very complete, we could say, rubric because it covers all the features that we need in those courses. But in the upper intermediate courses, there are other things that we should focus on. These are all the features for speaking. We should, depending on the course, choose which features we will grade. For example, a grammar class will not be graded, a grammar student, the same way a listening student is rated. Okay? So we have, for example, non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? Tell me.
Gestures.
What else?
Oh, icon.
In which course do you think this could become very or highly important? Which course?
Grammar probably, because people don't talk.
From grammar, correct. From grammar on, this is important
Grading.
because they are diamonds, but raw diamonds. We need to polish them. So now is the time that we are polishing them. We can also discuss about their fluency and their pace. There is a misconception because people think that that fluency is speaking fast.
Continuous speech.
Fluent means being constant. If you are speaking slowly, speak slowly throughout the whole speaking outcome. Do not speak slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. That is distracting. So before you have an assessment of speaking, you should always explain what are the features that they will be graded on, so they know what to do. Before any test, I say, okay, you will be graded in non-verbal communication. I will be looking at you to see if you're looking at your partners. I will be paying attention if you stop for a big time or you spoke constantly. That is fluency. Pace is also a synonym, could be taken as a synonym, but pace measures the speed. Now, who says what is fast and who's not? It's impossible to tell that, yes? But we could tell that there are no communication breakdowns, for example. Pronunciation, well, we all know what is pronunciation. Accuracy refers to all the grammar and vocabulary in use that your students might have. Comprehension refers to the oral comprehension that comes, and how well does the student acquire sense of the questions. Content. Content is something related to the topic. If it's related to the topic, it has good content. If it is something that contributes to topic development, we have here, for example, these CE students. If they contribute to topic development, that is content. Okay? Coherence is what we practice today, off topic. It's coherence, communication. This is only if the student established an idea. Only an idea. Just if is the idea there? Yes. So the student passed the ACCE. If there is no idea, then definitely didn't pass. In the ACCE, we not only grade grammar and vocabulary, we grade communication. It's a communicative exam. So even if the student says people is 1,000 times, if you understand that people is important because of this, the student passes. Well, between us we know that, right? Yes, of course. So, and because the rubric for the ACCE is weighted like that. Now, interaction, this is, for me, one of the most important things in listening and speaking. I want my students to always interact with the audience. Try to establish the rapport. Yes? It's important to establish rapport, okay? That they have a sympathy and empathy with the audience all the time. Like, how are you? Yes, today, yeah, okay, perfect. Well, let me tell you, today we're going to discuss about this topic. I hate when my students say, good morning, I am going to talk about, oh my God, come on, you're listening, stop doing that, for the love of God. So, with these features, we can create our own rubric. Yes, sometimes we teach reading and writing. How do you grade a reading and writing student for an oral exam? We cannot use the rubric for step forward because it has different components that we may not have here. Generally, we have the same things. But for example, in a reading and writing course, I would like to focus on nonverbal communication. I would like the student to see if he can look at me when he's asking me a question or answering me. I would like to see his pronunciation of the ED verbs, if he pronounces the verbs correctly or not. About the content of what he's saying, the coherence, if he uses the correct transition signals, cohesion, communication, interaction, okay? Generally, we have 4 measures for the rubric, and you have that also in your copies. Let's see, page 4, I think. The first 4 pages, I think the page 4.
Yeah.
Creating and using your own rubric. So we should read the steps. Jimmy, please, could you read number 1?
Of course. Simply choose the criteria on which you will grade students and list them along the left side of the page.
Thank you. I am going to give you a rubric in a minute. We're going to create a rubric, okay? So first you have to select what are the features that you will use for this oral activity. Every oral activity has a different feature. Now the second thing we have to do, Leo, please.
Yeah, then create an even number of columns along the top of the page.
Thank you. Columns. Correct. Carlitos.
What is the easiest to start with if this is your first rubric?
Continue, please, Juanqui.
For each criterion, define what level of ability a student at each of the 4 levels will exceed.
Yes. So there are 4 levels of the students. These are the 4 levels. Tony, read the 4 levels. Number 6.
Okay, meets expectations high.
That's 4.
Oh.
Continue.
Meets expectation low. Slightly underperforms. Does not meet expectations.
So we will grade our students from 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that's what this means. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So number 7, it says the more rubrics you make, the more detailed you can be in your descriptions. Today we're going just to create a sample rubric. Now then, as you evaluate each student, determine at which level he or she is performing. Okay? Take the average level among the criteria and you have an objective grade with suggestions for areas in which your students can improve. Now, there are many rubrics online. You say, why? Why do I have to create my own rubric? Because there are many rubrics online. But not all the classes are the same and not all the activities are the same. You don't have to go formal and make an Excel rubric. But you do in a piece of cardboard that you have in your room and write the features that you have here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So that's what we're going to create now. And I want you to, let's see, Jimmy, you will work with me or you will do a grammar or a rubric.
Okay.